Okay, hey guys, welcome to part 37 of my WWE Smackdown Shut Your Mouth Let's Play. This is take 2 of the recording because for some reason it decided to stop halfway, or not even halfway through. I was just about at the end and it stopped recording. So it screwed everything up and I had to restart. Oh, it was painful, and by recording I do mean the voiceover because I do the voiceovers after I've recorded the game. I don't want to really... I do too much editing for me to be talking about the game all the time. Like when I'm playing, I mean. But yeah, here we go again. Fun stuff. This cutscene here means nothing. I'm just walking in through the front, and it's gonna happen again in part 39 or part 38. I don't know which one exactly, but you're just gonna see me walk through the front door. Anyway, the video's kind of screwing up for me, but I know it'll be fine when it finishes. It does this occasionally, and I sound like a broken record here, but Pinnacle's a shitty program. Oh well, and just a heads up on these next few parts here. The way I do the sessions is I do one session per month, so the month of March is just going to be me recording one session, the month of April, month of May, so on and so forth. But for the month of March, I was having some technical difficulties with Pinnacle here. And I mean, I know I've complained about Pinnacle a lot, but this was something that's never happened before, and it's something that didn't happen after either, because I've recorded a little bit ahead too, just so I have some extra footage here. I was dropping frames like nobody's business. Like when I start the recording, it usually drops 5 or 6 frames, and 5 or 6 frames, that's nothing. Especially at the beginning of a recording session, because nothing's going on then anyway. I mean, I'm just at a title screen or something. But when I was going through this, I looked over and it's like, all of a sudden, the recorded footage on the screen is just all choppy, and I'm dropping frames at 300 and going up very quickly up to 400, 500, 600, and I just like, oh, I gotta stop this right here before it completely screws up all the footage. On playback, it looked fine, so I don't know what was going on, but it looked fine. And the only real detriment here is that there's going to be a couple of awkward cuts between parts, but nothing major. In some of the next sessions, though, I was hoping I could mute my mic in time before I sneezed. I knew it was coming, but I didn't quite get it. Sorry about that. Anyway, as for the next couple of parts, or not the next couple of parts, next couple of sessions, like in April and May, something I noticed is I'm starting to get some screen tearing, and I can't do anything about that. At first I thought it was my video cable. It's not, because I have a brand new video cable plugged in there. It turns out it's the Dazzle. And Dazzle's just... I mean, I knew Dazzle was cheap. I knew it was a cheap capture card and that it wasn't going to be the be-all, end-all of video game capture, but it's a lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be, and that's saying something. The screen tearing, it's not too noticeable. It's not like, you're getting white bars all across the screen. It's just little things like a little bit of static every once in a while. It's very unnoticeable, especially in the WWE game. But I noticed it a lot more in the Dragon Ball Z footage I recorded, which I should really stop talking about because it just keeps reminding me that I keep putting it off and putting it off. But by that I mean I keep putting off getting Vegas, and by that I keep putting off getting everything back on my main computer because I have no programs on there. It's pretty bad. I mean, the first thing I'm like, okay, well I need to get Guitar Pro, or I'm gonna look up some Guitar Pro tabs, and the first thing I realize, oh, I don't have Guitar Pro anymore, and I'm like, do I really want to go through the hoops of downloading it? Because I mean, I wiped everything, so I can't get everything back as the way it was, and it's just like, well, at the very least, I'm just gonna go get a torrent, make sure it works. And it's like, oh, I have no torrents. I have no torrent program. And then it's like, okay, well, then I can't get Vegas yet, and I can't get Fraps yet. It sucks losing everything, because, you know, you don't want to pay for everything again. Especially with some expensive shit like Fraps and, Vegas. And that shit's way too expensive. That move, by the way, completely unintentional, and, you know, that's always the best stuff in this game, but, I was about to do my running over the ropes move, which is I jump onto the top rope and then jump off of it. But it looks so much cooler because I jumped off of Hulk Hogan's back and then onto the top rope and then off of it. I just wish there was someone there that I could have hit. And there's The Rock being useless. I mean, I don't know why he was just standing there. Just bring it. Rocky, I'm waiting for you to do a double team move. But anyway, this isn't stuff we haven't seen before. I mean, I've fought Hulk Hogan before. The only reason I showed the entrance this time was because he had a title, and he has a slightly different entrance when he's got the championship. And I mean, we've seen me team with The Rock before. There's almost no way I can lose this match. Handicap matches in these old games were pretty damn broken, especially when it's not a tag handicap, and if it's just 1-on-2 and 1-on-3, and all the opponents are in the ring at the same time. I actually don't like playing those matches very much, especially when you're the one. When you're the one, it's very hard to win. I can manage the 2-on-1 matches because it's not much different than a triple threat. 3-on-1, that's when things start to get a little iffy for me. Anyway, because there's not much to say here, I mean, I already pointed out the awesome spot that I did there where I jumped off Hogan's back and then off the top rope. I want to do a callback to my last video, or a couple videos ago, I can't remember exactly, but when I said that gamers are kind of assholes, I just want to throw out a disclaimer. I'm not the guy saying that I'm the nice guy gamer that is better than other people, and I'm not a jerk-ass. For one thing, I hate people who say that, because it generally means that they're not assertive. But, here's my issue with it, or not my issue with it, here's what I mean to say is, I am kind of a jerk-ass. You might have noticed that in some of my rants when I do these videos, but, and how I mean, I can seem like a likable, talkable, approachable guy, but I can also seem like a total dirtbag. It's, here's the best way to put it. I've learned how to interact with people in public. I've learned how to act in public. And a lot of people just haven't figured that out yet. They still think that they're on the internet and that they're completely anonymous and that they can just run roughshod over everything. That's their problem that they have to get over, though. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't have my own problems to get over. I mean, I'm not antisocial because I'm a dick. I'm antisocial because I don't have friends and I don't have anywhere to go to meet them. Like, I don't like going to clubs. I hate clubs, and bars are okay, but I don't want to go to a bar on my own. I've always found that as a little taboo, maybe a little creepy, you could say. But then there's the problem that when I did have friends, they all lived in another part of town, and I don't like to go very far out of my way to visit people. And I mean, Calgary's a big town. That's where I live. I live in Calgary. It's not even a town, it's a city. It's a big city. What am I saying? It's the biggest city between Vancouver and Toronto. It's the, not by population, or by population, yeah, it's the biggest between those two. But by area, by size, it's one of the biggest cities in Calgary. And that means that there can be a lot of driving to do to go see people. And I've had friends that live close by. I've had friends that live all the way at the other end of town. I live in the north. They live in the south, almost at the edge of town. And I just don't like to go out of my way to go to these places. I'd say the main issue is I don't like going fast. I don't like driving. And by that, I don't like driving more than like 50 kilometers an hour, which is, in America, 30 miles an hour. You know, standard speed. I just don't like going fast. I always feel like something bad's going to happen. And I have anxiety issues. I'm not going to lie about that. And that would be my main issue for driving. But the other thing, and the reason why it's taken so long to get my license, is I don't like to just drive for the sake of driving. I find it boring, I turn into a bundle of nerves, and I just want to get out of the car. I don't mind driving to a destination. If I have to go to the mall to pick something up, sure, I'll go. I would like to have someone with me in the car when I drive, though. It helps, I'm not going to say, well, it doesn't really help keep me focused, it just kind of eases the tension. But the main issue with it is, there's 3 people in my house, besides me, my mom, my dad, and my younger brother. The only one who's home all the time is my dad, and he doesn't like to go to malls and stuff, especially later in the day, which is when I would like to do things. And, like, he doesn't mind going for a drive, I do mind going for a drive, so there's our issue. Whereas my mom and brother, they don't mind going out with me. And they don't mind going to a place with me. But they're busy all the time. My mom works full-time, and my brother is, stupid college kid. So he's busy all the time. And, yeah, I really do mean that. He's made a lot of stupid decisions, a lot of... He doesn't think is the issue, and it's like, you would have life so much easier if you just thought for a minute. If you just sat back and thought. If you didn't just go make an impulsive decision and then regret it later. But no, his problem is he can't say no to his friends, and I don't know why. I've said no to my friends all the time. It's not that hard. But he has no problem saying no to our parents or to me. And I don't get that either. It's like, I think he wants to be his own man, but at the same time, he cannot survive on his own. He wouldn't. He just doesn't have the means. He would realize that as soon as he moved out, he would realize how much of a good thing he had here, and he would really want to come back. He's just an ungrateful little shit, that guy. I haven't been able to rant about him for a while. Or I don't think I've ever been able to rant about him ever, because, you know, I get where he's coming from with getting into fights with our dad, because I don't think the same way as our dad either. I think he's a little out of touch, and that's kind of a problem. I don't like I like talking to people. I don't like talking to my dad, and that's it. And he thinks that I don't like talking to people because I don't talk to him, but that's not the same thing. The problem is I can't talk to him about it because he has to see it his way, not my way. And that's the major problem. He sees things his way, he doesn't see things anyone else's way, and his way has to be right. And that's where I think he's out of touch. I mean, he's still done a lot of good things for me, but I would much rather talk to my brother or my mother instead of my dad. Kind of a touchy, depressing subject there, but, oh boy. We'll just, move right along, because we're getting into the end of the video here. I guess if I could say one thing, because he has to be right all the time, he kind of belittles people when he talks to them, like, makes them feel stupid for thinking their way. He's not everyone, and he doesn't get that. He doesn't get that his opinion isn't everyone's opinion, and that people can think completely differently from him, and it can be completely fine. If I like something he doesn't, so what? If he likes something I don't, so what? It's why I don't sit and watch old movies with him, because I don't like a lot of the old movies he watches. Sure, I'll watch a Jerry Lewis movie with him. I think Jerry Lewis is hilarious, but I'm not going to watch some of the old crime movies he watches because I think they're just bad. Anyway, we're coming down to the end of the part here, so sorry for all that personal ranting, but I will see you guys all in part 38. See you then.